Hey everyone, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes. It's called Macro Blast. It is 5 push presses, 10 ab rollers, 5 front squats, 10 box jump overs, and every time you complete that 3 times, you're going to do 30 double unders or 60 single unders. So we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, everyone. So the first movement is going to be our push press. So before we grab a weight, just go over the movement. We want to be about hip width apart with our feet, slightly pointed outwards with our toe, because we want to use the momentum of our legs to push up the weight overhead. So when we do this, we want a nice, strong core. We want to be upright. Our back is always straight, and we're going to come down into a quarter squat. When we do that, we're coming out with our knees, not forward. This will enable us to keep our feet flat on the ground and be able to come down in a straight line. So if my toes are pointed forward, when I come down, my weight is automatically going to shift to the balls of my feet. And now the weight is over here, and I'm not getting all of the momentum I possibly can out of my legs. So just pointing our toes outward and coming out with our knees, it allows me to come straight down, and I'm going to use that momentum with my legs to push up, drive up the weight overhead. Once we get overhead, then we follow through with a push with our arms, and we want to make sure that our arms are completely straight overhead, and we want to come our biceps should be kind of by our ears. Now depending on what we're using for weight, I'm going to start with the barbell. So an important thing with the barbell is that when it's here, it should be resting on my shoulders. I shouldn't be holding it here. That's going to take a lot of energy and strength to hold it here, and it's not going to allow me to have that drive for my legs to push the barbell up. So we're going to come down into that quarter squat, and we're going to drive hard into the ground with our feet. So we're going to push, and as we're pushing, our head's coming out of the way, our hands are coming overhead, my head is coming through at the top, and my arms should be completely straight. And again, they're by my ears. And I'm supporting the weight with my arms that are into my shoulders, into my straight back, down into my legs, into the ground. Again, so faster motion. So we're sideways, coming down, pushing overhead. So we can do this 2 ways with dumbbells. We can either use 2 dumbbells. So they're going to be, one side's going to be resting on our shoulders. We're going to do the exact same movement, come down, push overhead, making sure our arms are straight and up and not out or forward or back. You'll notice that and feel that in your back and shoulders if you aren't getting your arms in the right place. So everything should be supporting each other. Again, sideways. Now, you can also do 1 dumbbell at a time. So do 5 on each side. So or you can use a band and do 5 on each side with a band. So you're going to step on one side. You're going to hold the band in your hand, bring it back, have your elbow kind of up and forward. And again, you're going to use that same movement, making sure that you come all the way up and not halfway, especially with the band, as you're fighting against that resistance. So do 5 on each side. Okay, next movement, it's going to be our ab roller. So we will be on our knees and we're going to use our core to move back and forth, not our arms, but our core. So in order to get that full function of our core, we need to roll out, bringing our butt down and coming out straight and squeezing those abs to bring it back. Modification can be halfway, but make sure, again, you're feeling it in those abs. If you're not, you could be doing a few things. You could not be bringing your butt down. So now I'm just using this arm movement. So that's really important to bring your butt down. Or you're just not going out far enough to get your butt down to allow your core to activate. So modifications, you can do sit-ups or V-ups, which I'm not going to go over because I feel like you know how to do. You can do inchworms where you come out, touch, and back. Switching arms each time, squeezing your abs on the inside. You can also do bird dogs. So we want to be on all fours here. We're going to use opposite leg to opposite hand, and we're going to come out until we're in the straight plane coming down. But here's the key to a good bird dog is, again, squeezing those abs. If you don't squeeze your abs, it becomes a total different target exercise. But we want to target those abs. So we're squeezing, and it's a slow motion, trying not to move. We shouldn't be moving our body. It should be staying straight as we switch. And if you want to add a little extra, you can come in. Again, trying to keep everything straight. But sit-ups, crunches, V-ups also work as well for this movement if you want. Okay. So back to the barbell. So we want something, a weight on here that we can do push presses and also do 5 front squats in a row. So choose your weight wisely because it's 2 different movements. So with the barbell, again, we will have the barbell resting on our shoulders. We're not holding it here. So we're resting on our shoulders. We are going to be hip width or slightly wider than hip width apart with our feet. Again, our toes are pointed slightly outward. Our elbows are coming up, creating a nice shelf for the barbell to sit on. And then we're going to come down, bringing our knees out, staying straight, coming down into a nice squat. Again, my back is straight. My knees are coming out, not forward. Keeping that weight nice and centered. Keeping my feet flat on the ground is also super important. So if you don't have a barbell, you can do a front squat by taking the dumbbell, resting it again on your shoulders here, and coming down into a nice squat. We want to make sure, we want to try to get at least parallel. So this part of your leg should be parallel to the ground or lower. We want to make sure our feet are flat so they're not rolling up. If they are rolling up, 2 things. 1, you're pointing them completely straight forward. And as you come down, you're going to automatically have that weight shift. So just slightly outward. your knees should follow where your toes go. The other thing is it could be mobility, ankle or hip or knee mobility. So if that's the case, we need to work on that, but come down as far as you can where you're keeping your feet completely flat on the ground. Once you start to roll, take note of that, because that's where your mobility is struggling, and you can do different mobility stretches to get that functioning at a better level. So we can also use a resistance band. So we're going to step inside the band. We're going to pull the band up onto our shoulders, bringing our elbows nice and high and up. And again, we're just coming down and up. Or if you're not ready for a weight, we're just going to do regular air squats. Okay. Now, the next movement we need a box for. So we're going to do box jump overs. So we can do this a few ways. You're going to set the box up. You can either face the box as you jump on top of it. So we're going to land in a nice quarter squat, not a deep squat. So we're landing here, and you don't have to stand all the way up for this one. And you're going to jump to the other side. Now you can also do a side jump to make things a little quicker and less dizzy. Now, the other thing, you can set the box lower. You can kind of break those up a little bit if you can't get them, one after the other. You can also do step ups. So our foot is completely and fully on top of the box. We're going to step up with this leg, using this leg only until this leg's straight. Then we're going to go ahead, put the other one on, step over, change feet, step over. You can also set up, plates that you can step on to a height you feel comfortable, or jump on. So, or you can do just regular box jumps, just fully complete on the box, stand all the way up and down, jump down, or step down. So that is the other thing you can do if you're not ready for step ups, or you don't have a box or something to jump on. You can do jumping squats. So staying nice, completely upright. Okay, so that's all the movements in the workout. But every time you complete 3 rounds of that, you're going to do 30 double unders, which is jump roping, where you're passing the jump rope under your feet 2 times before landing. Some key pointers to make this happen is 1, hold the ends of the jump rope with just 3 fingers, not your whole hand. It's a wrist flick, not an arm wave. And you're keeping your elbows tight and close, in not allowing them to come wider and wider. I'm not going to demo it because it's not going to help you. So if you're not ready for double unders, you can just do a regular jump rope, just once under. And if you don't have a jump rope, if you can't jump rope, you can do jumping taps. So you're going to simulate the double under. So you're going to jump, tap twice. So before landing, that's what you want to just continually do 30 times. For single unders, it's going to be 60 times because it's, double the work, or less than double the work. Okay, so that is the workout of the day. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.